A gift is a Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is Incentive Concepts Live. Andy Hudson, Director of Marketing, Incentive Concepts. Beautiful day here in St. Louis. It's our 24th episode of 2021, believe it or not. It's our last episode of the year. And I want to say hello to all our viewers out there, whether you're on our website, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, wherever you're coming at us from, welcome. It's only 9 days until Christmas. I guess I better start doing my Christmas shopping, honestly. But hopefully you have all your plans ready for the holiday season. It's a great time of year, one of my favorite times of the year. And this episode today is called Reflect and Resolve. And we're going to be taking a look back on the past year here at Incentive Concepts and maybe look ahead to the next 12 months and what's in store for 2022. And a special kind of note here is, since Incentive Concepts is all about gift giving, we also like to give back. And so we're going to be providing your viewers a really unique and special chance today to enter for a unique opportunity that's all about giving back. So make sure to stay tuned for the entire episode to learn how that's going to work out. Now, if you're reflecting back through 2021, maybe you had some personal highlights or professional accomplishments from the past year. Let's go ahead and put those in the chats. What are you most proud of this year? Maybe it's a personal accomplishment or a professional milestone or something like that. Maybe you crossed something off your bucket list. Tell us in the chat. We'll read those a little bit later. Let us know what you're most proud of for 2021. With that, let's welcome today's guests, two people that I admire very much and I enjoy working with every single day here at Incentive Concepts. We have the Vice President of Administration for Incentive Concepts, Billie Reise, and then our President and CEO, Joe Reinberg. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon. Thanks for having us, Andy.
Hey, Andy, how you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. Good to see you both. Love that you're joining us. And Billie, I'm going to start with you. One of my personal highlights from this past year is my son, who's 19 right now. He graduated from high school and he started his freshman year in college out in Colorado. So any personal accomplishments you'd like to share with our viewers today, Billie?
Wow, great question. Let's see here. This year I celebrated my 20th wedding anniversary, so that's pretty exciting. And we jumped into a home project this year. I'm excited to say that we have almost all of our appliances now. We did a kitchen renovation and we have all but the refrigerator, but it's really nice to have a new kitchen and get to enjoy some more time at home together in a nicer kitchen.
Okay. Well, hopefully you still have a refrigerator. You just have an older one, right?
Yeah, it's downstairs. So for now, but it's on its way. The new one's coming soon.
Okay. Well, we'll look forward to that. Hopefully it's here before Christmas. Joe, any personal milestones or celebrations, events in 2021 that you'd be willing to share with us?
Yeah, just with the company, even in light of all the challenges and the craziness, overall, we had a pretty successful year and even got an international acquisition under our belt. But, all that was easy compared to trying to keep up with a soon-to-be 2-year-old. He's now constantly carrying around a plastic golf club and swinging it. The dog is terrified, but it's a lot of fun to watch. It's been a good year.
Okay. Is he hitting those 300-yard drives yet? Or
Yeah, he's getting there.
Okay. I can't wait. If he hits them in the woods as well as you do, he's going to be a fantastic golfer.
I'm going to try to nurture this as best I can to avoid that.
Okay, good. I'm going to stick with you, Joe. You've been a guest with us once before when we announced that wonderful acquisition. And so welcome back. Some of our viewers may be new and may not know you. Can you just kind of reintroduce yourself to our viewers?
Sure. Joe Reinberg, President of Incentive Concepts, almost going on 16 years here. But I think most of our viewers will probably recognize me and Billie from our appearance on the Worldwide Business with Kathy Ireland show from a few years back. It's a very popular show. I think our episode aired on a Sunday about 3 a.m. for about 5 minutes. And if I'm not mistaken, I think we were nominated for an Emmy for that. But no coincidence, sales were way up that year.
Well, that's great. and Kathy Ireland. That was actually a really excellent episode on that. You can go to our YouTube channel and still see that from a couple of years ago. So I know you were kind of joking about it, but it was a fantastic episode. So wonderful.
Kind of you to say, thank you.
Yeah, and it is the holiday season, of course. Holidays here. You got the Christmas lights up, and hopefully nobody's falling off their roof putting their lights up. But any holiday traditions with your family that are unique or interesting that you can tell us about?
Yeah, we go to my mom's every Christmas Eve, and a good family friend, Father Dave, comes over, and actually we do mass right there in the living room and then have a big dinner. So that's always a special time. But my new tradition the last few years, though, is staying up till 5 or 6 in the morning, putting together toys, wrapping presents. Some of my most favorite childhood memories were, Christmas morning. And I still remember getting my pet monster, and when I got my Super Nintendo, and I'm doing my best now to recreate that for my nieces, nephews, and now my son as well.
Yeah, well, for sure, magical time of year with the next generation. I'm with you, Joe. It was a couple years ago for me. My kids don't even wake up until noon sometimes now. So, but it's nice. But so we call this episode "Reflect and Resolve." And let's turn to incentive concepts now. So 2021 has been extremely unusual, challenging year, of course. And can you reflect on maybe one or two of the biggest challenges the past 12 months and maybe kind of some of the highlights as well?
Yeah, absolutely. The challenges, we certainly had a few. We chose an interesting year to upgrade our Oracle system in light of everything else going on, but had a great team leading that with Justin McDowell, Shelby Anderson, Mike Reinberg, and got that done. Our on-site events business took another hit this year, but once again, a fantastic team in place to get us through it. Brian Revolta, Kate Rank, Carly Garofalo now handling the logistics, and I know those are on their way back, so excited about that. But the big one that I'm so sick of saying is the supply chain issues. I know everyone else is sick of them as well, but we're all in the same boat. But what sets us apart is the way we've responded to it. We've just got excellent brand partners and constant communication with them, and they're fighting to get us everything they can. We've got the best sales reps in the business, and our customers, they've been very understanding as well. And last but certainly not least, just our employees, the customer loyalty advisors, our purchasing people, and Kevin Hagan, just, day in, day out, putting out fires, scrapping to get everything that he can. I mean, that guy's a legend. So all things considered, we've gotten through it, and we're in pretty good shape. But a couple highlights, though, as I mentioned, the KLF acquisition, just great company, great people up there, and really looking to ramp things up in 2022. We've hired a national sales manager, have a new marketing coordinator in place. I know you're working with Andy. And again, just our people. Regina Garofalo won the PPB Customer Service Superhero Award. Shay Knowles, the RepLink Excellence and Data Entry, and Billie. Billie's the heart of our company, and just the culture that she's created. What she's done, it just makes it fun to go to work each day.
I agree. Billie is a fantastic team member and kind of the mom of the building. Not that that's a bad thing. I think she's fantastic. She takes care of all of her kids. And once again, it's Andy Hudson, Director of Marketing, Incentive Concepts. We're on Incentive Concepts Live. And Joe Reinberg, the president of our company, is with us. And also Billie Reise, our VP of Admin. I mentioned at the top of the show to put in the chats some of your personal or professional highlights or accomplishments from this past year. So make sure to go ahead and add those to the chat. And also, we're doing a reminder here of our season of giving drawing that will be taking place later in the episode. You won't want to miss this. It's a really unique twist on what we typically do for giveaways. So we'll tell you about that here in a few minutes. But I'm going to come over to you, Billie, now. And you've been a guest with us twice before. In fact, you were a guest for us back on our third ever episode, if you remember that, all the way back in April of 2022. So how about another quick intro for our viewers of yourself?
Absolutely. I think the first time I was ever on one of these episodes, it was actually from my basement. It was at the beginning of, we were trying to figure out what our norm was going to be at the time. And my norm at the time was to send my kids out to their car. My oldest drives, so nobody would make any noise in the background. I was very nervous about that. But I'm the vice president of administration, and I get I honestly get to have the best job in the place. It's really to give our team a chance to get to the next level and to empower them to deliver the best better, which is really what we come to work to do each and every day.
For sure, for sure. And I do remember that you did send your kids to the car, and maybe the dog was with them too, or?
Yeah, Benji, he joined us right before kind of our world shut down and was a good distraction. And our elf on the shelf keeps him in line this holiday season. And he is turning 2 next month, which everybody says it all goes so fast. But it's really been a fun year, a fun few years. But our home looks a little different than it did a few years ago. But I think to your point, really setting goals and reflecting and setting some resolutions is pretty important. And so both professionally and personally.
Okay, for sure. And elf on the shelf leads me to my next question for you, Billie, is any interesting traditions you have as a family over the holidays?
Man, you know what? It's each year. I mean, I like the repeat things that we do each year. We do a sing along on Christmas evening together, usually after some eggnog. But it's always fun to hang around with my sister-in-laws. It's almost like we had all just finished running a marathon together, and all the moms, so to speak, sit around and say, wow, how magical and how lucky we all are to get to see this next chapter of the baby's lives. My niece, the youngest one, is 5, and the oldest nephew is 20. So we have a wide range of ages, but all of them now are starting to invite friends to our party, and friends are singing along with us. It's really kind of fun.
Great. Now, I don't want to just go reflect on challenging things because we want to look ahead, but I do want to just address this with you really quick, Billie. Is I know this past year and 2 years has been extremely challenging with what's going on in the world. So how did you manage all of the changes that were maybe daily or even hourly, and health protocols and different personalities and how people handled that? What was your method for keeping everybody safe during this weird time?
Our goal from the jump was to ensure that everybody respected everybody's feelings, no matter where they were coming from that day, because it did change for all of us. It felt like from day to day. We have a board of directors that really helped us guide some protocols. Things were changing by the minute. So we as a group came up with kind of our goal of over communicating, ensuring that we could keep our team safe. I'm extremely proud that we did not lay anybody off because or during the pandemic. Our goal was to maintain, our goal was to figure out a new way to stand up, so to speak, to work. So Justin, I know Joe mentioned the Oracle upgrade, but Justin really enabled our team to work from home early on when needed, which is just on top of all of his other responsibilities. And then our team, like the families, just figuring out how to do that. I mean, some people were in the middle of their dining room, and some kids were willing to go to their car if their parents had something going on. But it was just magical because it wasn't just 1 or 2 people. It was every single person saying, how can I stand up differently with the new challenges? And I'm so proud to say, not only did we maintain our workforce, but we also grew our workforce, which then we had our own challenges with that. How do you train somebody remotely for, a position that we've only trained, hands-on? Katie on your team was a hire during the pandemic, and we onboarded her remotely, and we just learned new ways to do what we do so well. And it was a challenge, but I think it's made us a better company.
For sure. And I can't express how wonderful the flexibility has been over this time to be able to take care of ourselves, stay healthy, but also and safe, but also to get our work done. Let's look at the chat comments real quick, because I asked about people putting in their kind of personal accomplishments in the past year. And Mary Pat says selling her childhood home and building a new home, a busy year for her. That's a huge accomplishment. And Kevin Hagan said, my highlight of the year is being called a legend by Joe Reinberg. So you just made his day, Joe. So congratulations. Thank you for that. And Kevin, I agree. He is a legend. So not a bad comment there. We'd love to hear your comments. Now, I am going to take a little shift here because normally we give something away during these episodes. And Billie and Joe, you've been involved in these where we give something away. We decided today to do this quite differently, and I'm really excited about this. So, we give away cool items from our premium brands, but we also are committed to supporting local, regional, and national causes and charities, nonprofits. So before we kind of announce that, Billie, tell us a little bit about something that the Incentive Concepts team is doing right now to give back to the community.
Throughout the year, we've done we've supported different charities. The gift boxes that give, we allowed our team to suggest what nonprofit that we wanted to support and what that would be. And if you haven't heard about this program, you should really jump on our website to learn a little bit more. A portion of the proceeds of this gift box actually goes to St. Jude, which is a charity that our team picked as a group. But currently, as a Incentive Concepts family, we're doing the Thankful, Grateful, Blessed campaign for the holiday season. And thankful, we supported our local food charity or food bank. For our grateful portion of the program, we noticed during the pandemic, quite a few people have dogs and cats that they really, really love and adore. So we supported the Humane Society and made donations and actually brought some products like that they had on their wish list over to them. And then for the blessed, we did, do something, be a blessing to somebody, make somebody's day. And it was super exciting. We had a luncheon yesterday, and Lisa mentioned, we were begging people to tell stories like, hey, what are you going to do? Really to share ideas. And Lisa bought a coat for a stranger. It was a list of something that somebody needed this holiday season. So she took the time to not only shop, but then have a coat delivered to somebody in need. And Shay was at lunch one day, and the company switched over to a credit card only transaction, and they wanted to pay cash, and they were a little bit put off. They didn't understand what was going on 100%. And Shay, without thinking twice, put her credit card in and paid for that person's lunch and said, you know what, we have this blessed campaign going on. And Connie on the accounting team, she, every year has done this where she actually goes out to eat and then she buys somebody else's meal to surprise them. So we're really sharing how people are blessing each other right now. And that's our current internal campaign that we have. So again, that Thankful, Grateful, Blessed campaign is one of the things we're doing.
Wonderful. Those are great stories of all of our teammates. And Joe, I'm sure you're participating in that as well, but what are some other nonprofits or causes that Incentive Concepts has supported in the past?
We've got some good local ones, Backstoppers. We have a memorial golf tournament every September. My dad was a big advocate for this organization, a past president and board member, but Backstoppers, helps the families of fallen first responders, so firefighters, police officers, EMTs, who lose their lives in the line of duty, and provides financial support to those families. It's such a cool cause, a unique cause, but just life-changing for those families. And, Friends of Kids with Cancer here in town, trying to come up with fun ways to provide some joy, and fun for the lives of these kids who are currently going through treatment. But food outreach, Friends of the SLU Liver Center, the list goes on. And, it's really cool to see so many people within our organization who are so passionate about their own charities, stepping forward and, being able to support those as well.
Okay, so those are all amazing charities, and there are tons of charities out there that all of us are passionate about, and some of us have very local ties or national ties. So Joe, instead of us giving away a product today, tell us exactly what we're going to do with this giveaway today.
So yeah, instead of giving away a product, Andy had a great idea that, if you follow the link that they put over in the chat, fill out the form, and we're going to draw somebody's name, and then we'll make a donation to the charity of their choice. So yeah, something different for today. And I think, at this time of year, just a great idea that Andy had. So looking forward to seeing what comes up.
Okay, for sure. So incentiveconcepts.com/resolve, incentiveconcepts.com/resolve. Head over there. We want everyone watching right now to go over there and put their favorite charity in the form box. And then tomorrow morning, we'll draw one name, and we're going to make a donation in that person's name to their selected charity. So thank you, Joe. That's very generous of you for that. And I think it's a great way to spread some joy this time of year and support some amazing causes out there that people are passionate about. So incentiveconcepts.com/resolve. Now, this was our reflection part. So let's move ahead to the resolve part. And I'm going to stick with you, Joe. And maybe you're a guy that does New Year's resolutions. I kind of resolved to do 30 push-ups a day for 2022. I fell a little short. I think I did about 6 months of it, which isn't too bad. But any resolutions you have for the coming year?
I'm not real big on New Year's resolutions, but during quarantine, I got into some trouble when I discovered DoorDash and Uber Eats and Grubhub, where my favorite restaurants, they're just going to deliver them to my door. So things got a little out of hand. But fortunately, I discovered another app, which is Noom. And I was able to lose about 25 pounds in a couple months earlier this year. So my resolution would just keep that going.
Okay, cool. Now, what about business-wise? Anything, any goals you can talk about, or maybe you can talk about this book that several of us are reading and kind of tie that into what's happening in 2022?
Sure. So there's a group of us within the company reading a book called Traction by Gino Wickman. And it's all about the entrepreneurial operating system, EOS. And that's something we'll be implementing in 2022. And it's basically just getting everybody on the same page, putting the right people in the right seats, and defining our core values, our core purpose, all focused on a common goal to achieve our vision. And it's, I'm thinking about this stuff constantly, but we're not communicating it well enough to the rest of the group. But all about, focusing on that vision, and it's where are we going to be 10 years down the road? And in order to get there, where we're going to be 3 years from now? And then what do we need to do this year to get to that 3 year, and then get 90 days. So everybody gets these rocks, things they need to accomplish within the next 90 days, getting on that kind of schedule and holding people accountable. Fortunately, I think right now we're stronger than ever, but there's still a lot of room for improvement. And I think this is going to help us accomplish that. Just strengthen us internally, strengthen that foundation, and it's all just going to kind of flow outward in everything that we do. But 2022, we're going to continue to invest in our business and our industry. Right now, we're looking at a new CRM that could be a game changer, but all about making us and our partners and our customers, more successful.
Okay, wonderful. And that book, according to Dave Kedzie, one of his best friends is an EOS implementer. So maybe, Dave, we might need to ask for some advice from your friend. And remember to go over to incentiveconcepts.com/resolve. We want everybody watching to go over there and put in their favorite charity. And we will be selecting one tomorrow morning and making a donation in that person's name or honor. Billie, Joe told us about his New Year's resolutions. Do you have any that you'd be willing to share?
Oh, well, we did get this new as one of the upgrades to the office in the recent year. We got this new water fountain that you can fill your water bottle with. And I get so much joy in seeing how many water bottles have been filled up with this system. And one of my resolutions is actually to contribute more to drinking more water. It's really easy to gulp some coffee throughout the day, but kind of forget to drink my water. So I'm going to make it one of my goals this year to drink more water.
Okay, sounds great. And water is a great. It solves a lot of your problems. So if you're feeling a little down, you're feeling a little out of it, just drink a bunch of water, and you end up going to the bathroom a lot more. But that's okay. That's okay. Keep those kidneys healthy. Dan Bowl was asked, what's the name of the book again? The book is called Traction that Joe mentioned. So make sure to look that up. Gino Wickman is the author. And during our first episode of 2021 back in January, Billie, I, in addition to my push-up challenge, I said 3 terms that I was going to focus on for the year. And I think I did a pretty good job. And they were hope, optimism, and motivation. Okay. And I think during that time, this past year, I think hope was a great term. Can you help with a few key terms that maybe you could use, put in your toolbox for the coming year?
I would say evolve and communicate. I think we benefited as a company by really working hard and zoning in on some clear and good communication amongst our team, but we can always continue to expand and grow on there and to evolve, to push ourselves to get better. every single person I interview, they hear my spiel about we're not comfortable where we are today. We want to be bigger. We want to be better. We want to be more important to the industry, to each other. And so really evolve is my number one word. But to do that, I think we need to do a really good job of communicating. So is 2 words okay, Andy?
Oh, that's great.
Okay.
And maybe we'll ask Joe to add a third.
There
Evolve,
we go.
communicate, no, put you on the spot here, Joe. Evolve, communicate, and
Mayhem.
mayhem. Okay.
But in a good way. We've got a lot of exciting things going on, that we're looking to accomplish, but also some of you may not know, I've got a little girl on the way coming this June, and my brother Mike has a little girl on the way coming in May. So it'll be an interesting, exciting year for sure, but I'd say mayhem would sum that up nicely.
Okay. Well, congratulations on that great news for your family and your brother's news as well. Summer will be an exciting time in the Reinberg family. So, all right, this has been a great episode. Now we're going to take a peek ahead to 2022. This is our last episode of the year, and it's been a fantastic year of Incentive Concepts Live. But we're bringing a new enhancement to the series for next year, for 2022. And we're calling these on-site at episodes. So the at symbol, right? On-site at episodes. And here's how it's going to work. Several times a year, we are actually going to go live from on-site, from a trade show, an event, or some other location, maybe one of our brand factories. And so our first episode is going to be on January 6th. And we have our own Kevin Hagan and a special guest, Ellen Tucker from the PPAI industry, or PPI Association. And we're going to do a Get Ready for PPAI show. And then during the PPAI show, which is January 11th, 12th, and 13th, we're going to go live from the show floor for half an hour each of those days. Give you a little virtual tour of our trade show booth in case you can't make it there in person. And then we're going to take a deeper dive into some of our brands and some of our brand partners on each of those days. So January 11th, 12th, and 13th for that. And then we're going to do some other on-site live episodes throughout the year. We're going to go down to the Lodge Cast Iron Foundry and check that out. Great American-made brand. We're going to go over to the Escalade Sports Warehouse, which is in Evansville, Indiana, and check them out. They have a wonderful facility there. And we're even going to go to the ASI show up in Chicago. So I'm really excited about this, Joe. I think it'll be a neat way to kind of continue to connect with our viewers and take this series to the next level.
I love it. Yeah. I mean, you asked me earlier about the highlights of the year, and that includes you for sure, and what you've done with this and being able to keep, our reps, our salespeople, our factories engaged, and, this new concept. I think it's awesome. Looking forward to it.
Okay, for sure. And so I'll have to, get my frequent flyer miles going. I'm going to go to a few of these places. Many of them are close by, so maybe I'll just jump in the car, but that's okay. I like to drive. Put a podcast on or something. And so look for the full announcement in the next couple of weeks, but you can go over to incentiveconcepts.com/live right now and look at our schedule. Some of the dates on there are a little tentative, but the PPAI ones are finalized. So make sure to tune in for those. We'll put a RSVP form up on that page here in the next week or so. Billie, what do you think about this new concept?
I love the idea. I love the idea of people getting to see behind the curtain and all the hard work that Incentive Concepts does to ensure that our brands are represented in the way that they need to be, and hopefully get to the customers and show them some good ideas to reward employees. Makes people work harder.
For sure. And I'm excited to get on the road, meet some new people, make some new friends out there, and give people, just like you said, a look behind the curtain. Maybe a little different look at our industry versus just our office here, which is a great office, but get a little bit different perspective. So, Joe, any closing thoughts before we close for the day?
Just thank you all for tuning in and your continued support. Looking forward to an exciting 2022, and just, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to you and your family. Stay safe.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. And incentiveconcepts.com/resolve. We want you to go over there if you haven't already. We'll leave that form up until about 4:00 this afternoon, Central Time, and put in there your favorite charity so we can draw one winner, and we'll be making that donation. We'll do the drawing tomorrow and be making that donation very soon in your name. So thanks again to everyone. Billie, thanks for joining us. Joe, as always, thank you. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Have a wonderful and safe new year, and we'll see you in 2022.